Hey everybody, I decided to make another video here for you guys. I know it's been a while and I apologize for that. I have posted some screenshots and I can already tell you there's a difference between the screenshots right now and I'll get into that. If I'll get into that right now, as you can tell outside this window is the old textures. That's the default, that blue and gray is the default texture for anything you do in UDK. So what I did was basically the walls and the ceilings is just a temporary texture I made. You've probably seen it in a previous video. The floor was done by Crimtel. He's done 3 floors for me. I've actually used one as a ceiling. I'll mention that later. He did the carpeting, which I think looks rather nice. Excuse that. That's also part of UDK. You'll see later that we are a robot, and that again is default for UDK. That's obviously not final. And another disclaimer: none of anything you see right now is final. It's all work in progress. So, kind of take what you see with a grain of salt. Things can change, but I did want to show that there has been some progress made. So let's get to it. Some new models that ACAB has done. He's done some new trees. One of the cooler things about the trees is that if you jump into them, you can see that they will shift back and forth. Also, ignore that hallway. That is just it goes nowhere, and ignore that robot. That's guys for he's the same height as the player, and therefore he's used for measuring. We've got a nice little screen here, which we can change the texture on, which we probably will be a globe or something. Who knows? This is the reception desk. All these models, everything's done by ACAB, and he put this all together. This is a prefab we have in here. But ideally, we'll have someone sitting at that chair, obviously, and little SCP mugs and everything, as you can see right there. A lot of detail. He did an excellent job. Got the couch that we've showed off before. Little exit signs, So, and he's got these fountains, which kind of liven things up a little bit. Kind of neat. Not bad. Let's go ahead and move on to the hallway. We've seen this reception area before. So here's the hallway. Again, take with a grain of salt. The walls and ceiling are temporary. However, the color scheme is pretty similar. I am going to want a white wall. It's probably going to be plain. It's not going to be tiled. And a darker rim kind of for the contrast. These floors also were done by Crimtel. I hope I'm saying his name right. If not, then it's spelled Krymtel on Reddit. And also excuse the lighting. Still working on lighting. Again, everything's very work in progress. So first, we'll go over here. We'll kind of take a look. We got some decals that ACAB made for us. We got the locker room. We got what are they called? Wall signs, I guess. A bunch of wall signs, but there's a locker room there, and we got the conference room there, and we'll get to that later. So this also put together by ACAB. He did all the modeling and everything for, here I am showing you guys what a janitor's cart looks like, and I know to most of you that's not very interesting, but it is, considering he made that all from scratch, it's pretty impressive. So let's go ahead and head in here. This is the locker room. Other than textures, it's pretty much finished. May add a little more details. These lockers do work, so you can go up to them and open them and close them. These I made it so you can't. Essentially, what's going to happen at the end is all but maybe 1 or 2 of them will be able to be opened. One being yours, and maybe a couple like Easter egg things. We have these benches here. Again, all these open here as well. So that's kind of a neat little touch. And again, these are just like little neat touches. Not necessarily gameplay mechanics or anything like that, but just kind of neat touches. We have these wall trash cans, which unfortunately I don't have physics working right now, or else I'd be able to show this off. But ACAB's already coded in this, where if I had an object, I would come up here, it'll automatically open, and then you can drop the object in, and it will destroy it, essentially going down the trash chute. So that is in there. Again, just another little detail, and again more lockers. All these are openable, and there's no look at the lockers. Again, all these made by ACAB. I would basically send him a picture of some lockers or whatever, and kind of tell him go with it, and we'd combine different styles together, and he would combine different styles together, and make it look awesome. Okay, so now we're going to go into the bathroom part, and here is our mirrors, which in a previous screenshot only looked pink, or green, actually. So I actually was using the wrong prefab for that. This is the proper one. As you can see, we are just a robot here. That obviously will change. And we're supposed to be 6 feet tall, to tell you the truth. So these rooms are actually, I believe 10 feet tall. So keep that in mind. All these sinks do work. If I can center it properly. And they'll go off by themselves, and the water will drain. Just like a regular sink. Again, we have these. We have a urinal in here, and like everything else, it will flush. ACAB, again, did excellent work on all these models. And all these stalls will open. We've got even some graffiti. Pork chop sandwiches is on that one. And again, close that. It'll lock behind you. It can detect that a person's in here, as you can see. Oh. I'm not sure if I hit E on that or if it is motion detection. But as you see, all the toilets do flush and have sound effects. So there you go. And when you close the doors, they don't shut all the way. They can detect that you're not in there. Just like in a real stall, you wouldn't lock a door behind you unless you're a dickhead. In which case, you probably have to crawl underneath. The other stall, much of the same. But this one is the handicap stall. Has a little drain in it. Picture of a dick graffitied on the wall. Little subtle things, like, graffiti would be in. These kind of things. We got another... I don't know what the, yeah, that's a little Easter egg from my other website thing that I do that ACAB put in there, because ACAB has worked with me on things for that as well. So we have little tiny references and things like that. And again, let's see, we'll test this out. Yep, it's motion detection. I didn't hit E on that. So these are motion detect. They work just like sound effect doesn't seem to be working. Maybe I broke it by doing that. Just like in real life, they are motion detectors. The other model, or other floor that Crimtel made was this concrete. Again, looks really nice. And these will be the showers. We don't have the model for shower heads or anything yet. The idea, again, will be that you walk in, you can turn it on, that kind of thing. Just little details. Again, nothing that's really going to add to the gameplay, but we want to get these details in there. Just because, we're trying to make this immersive. That's why I hate this lighting right now. As you can see, these lockers are casting all sorts of shadows, and I know it's my fault because I'm using just regular static lighting, which will do that. So I have to learn a little bit more about lighting. Anyway, close that behind us, and we'll check out the conference room. Now, you'll see some things which are temporary placeholders. Again, it looks like I screwed up this wall here. I didn't recolor it back. I was testing something out in the room next door, which we'll get to. So I got to fix that. Now everything can be perfect. This table, obviously, is a placeholder. It'll be much fancier looking, but I did put some stuff on it to kind of give an idea. This is a conference table. This TV is a placeholder as well, but it will have a TV. This is going to be the room where typically you're going to go to for the missions. Every day when your agent wakes up, you can roam around the facility. You'll come down to the training facility / operations area, which is this area. Come in here, and the guy you talk to, or maybe there'll be a file on the edge of the desk that you pick up, and that's your mission. Not sure how we're going to do that yet, but it's going to be something along those lines. The chairs we'll probably most likely use for here. Again, the plants react to bumping. So that's something cool that ACAB's already done that we'll be able to incorporate into the game later on for added realism. And again, just little models that he's worked on. Little piece of paper. I think I put that one upside down. I think that might be like an SCP report, actually. That kind of thing. Neat little things. Clipboards. So, another little thing. I think I've showed this off as well in a previous video, but the fogging does work. So when a top secret meeting's going on in there, it is all fogged up. Oop, went too far back there. So you can't look in. And that can easily be turned right off. So, to be clear. So that's the conference room. We got 2 more rooms to look at. This one is the shooting range, or firing range. Now, this one is the least complete room that I'm working on at the moment. Everything in here is pretty much a placeholder. Uh, it is, though, kind of the cooler looking rooms in my opinion, even though it's all just placeholders. I can't wait for ACAB to make these shooting stalls the way they're supposed to look. This is kind of a rough idea what they're going to look like. And again, got the concrete on the floor and stuff. So these are the shooting stalls. The way this is going to work is you'll come up to here. I've staggered these just to kind of give you an idea of the distances. It'll go out to 30 yards. That one right there is the furthest, is 30 yards. This one's obviously right up in our face. The idea, and these are very temporary. This will look a lot better, these screens, but there'll be two monitors here. One, that will be a direct or an exact replica of the target that you're shooting at. So if I had hit in dead center on there, it would show up there as well. The idea behind that is if I have that at 30 yards, instead of having to return the target to look and see how I did in like a 5-shot burst to see how my grouping was, I just look over here and I can see exactly. So the key between that will be to make it so that you can't shoot that target and it show up on both. But either way, that's going to be a little detail that I want to add. This will be the control for that as well. So you can put it out 5 yards, make it come back 5 yards, or just completely return the target to the front. So you'll be able to shoot in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. I skipped 20 there. 5-yard intervals that you can make it go out and come back in. So that's the kind of idea there. Try to make it pretty simple because everything in this game is going to be as little dependent on a heads-up display as possible. I don't even know if I want a cursor in the middle, to be honest with you. Maybe we'll make that a difficulty setting, but I really don't even want that because you'll be looking down your iron sights to shoot, because if you shoot from the hip in real life, it's a lot harder to be accurate, whereas if you're looking down the sights, it's a lot easier. So, trying to go with some realism in this game, and as such, if you've ever played Doom 3, kind of the same concept, where all of the interactable kind of computers and stuff you just go up to, and maybe like a mouse will show up on the screen that you're looking at, and you know where it is, and then you can just click or hit E, rather. So that is the shooting range. Like I said, is the least complete. The way we're going to get guns, the idea is I'm going to have a gun vending machine, essentially, where, again, it'll have like an interactive computer of some sort where you can scroll through which gun you want, and it will kind of go through like a revolving belt, I guess, until it gets to your gun, drop it through, and you'll get it. And then when you want a new one, you put it into like a drop slot, and then you can get a new gun. Something like that. Just to try out different types of guns with the basic settings. I plan on maybe having an armory somewhere around here where you'll actually be able to upgrade your weapons, maybe not necessarily make them more powerful, but kind of you can add scopes to them of different like 2, 4, 8 time scopes, that kind of thing. Flashlights to them, even though I plan for the agent to have a pocket flashlight like on his chest, which could be toggled on and off, but also one for because it'll always be looking forward. So if you're looking like this, it'll only be looking straight, but if you want to look up at the ceiling, your pocket flashlight won't do anything, so that's when you'll need the flashlight on your gun, that kind of thing. And again, maybe laser sights, those things. So that's kind of it for the firing range. The last room, ignore the void of space. That's just because nothing's there. The last room we've got is the janitorial services room. Again, everything has its own little marker. Just I'm gonna say finished up this room. There's still a lot to do in this room. Again, and this room completely useless other than detail. Pretty much. I might have some Easter eggs in here or something like that in the future, but kind of just a detail thing. Now we got all the brooms and stuff. I still have to put more brooms up because I'm going to have at least 9 brooms because we have 9 carts here. We have way more than 9 buckets there and mops and everything. But again, this is kind of, and got a little drain there. Kind of idea what a janitor's closet might look like. Obviously, this is bigger than a janitor's closet. The idea is this is kind of the janitor's headquarters for this floor. We've got all the little things there. And again, we have these lockers, which might have janitor's personal belongings in them. May or may not be openable. Maybe one of them will be able to open, and there'll be like an Easter egg in there or something like that. We got the shelving units. Obviously, these are just brushes. They're not actual models or anything, or static meshes or anything like that. These are just temporary to kind of show what I want to do with them. These are all the cleaning supplies. As you can see, ACAB has had a little bit of sense of humor with it. Instead of shout, we have slout.
5 minutes remain.
Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. Holy crap. Um, Sorry, I'm in a certain game mode, and it must be like a death match or something, and that just I have chills up my spine because I don't know. I did not program a voice to tell me 5 minutes remain, and that scared the shit out of me. Okay, getting back to this. We got 404 instead of 409, Meteor instead of Comet, and Pidge instead of Pledge. So we have, little kind of jokes in there. And that's what we want to do. We want this to be a scary game at some points. We want this to be an action game at some points, but we also want to have some humor, as a lot of the SCPs do have some humor involved in them. And so we're trying to get everything together. So that's kind of our challenge. In the future, you probably won't see all these bunches of supplies together, because that is a lot of models to have right here. I'm obviously not having a problem with it, but I have a higher end computer. I don't know what a lower end computer would do in this case. Maybe not much, because this is only one little closet, but if we do this all over the place, it's an issue. I don't even have this filled out because it's very tedious. What you'll probably see more over like these boxes here, or pallets. Like when you go to a store and buy a thing of toilet paper, you don't buy one roll, you buy like a 24 pack. That'll be the kind of stuff that you'll probably see on these shelves. Maybe some that are opened, and maybe some miscellaneous things that are just sitting around. All right, so what I'm basically showing you guys are a lot of janitorial supplies, a shooting range that isn't up yet, and some lockers. But hopefully this will kind of wet your palate. I can't think of a good phrase, but hopefully this will let you guys know we are still working on it. And again, it is essentially right now about 3 people actively working on this. We got Crimtel. Oh, see, I messed up there too. Crimtel working on textures.
3 minutes remain.
You did not scare me that time, bitch. Crimtel working on textures. I'm working on level editing, and ACAB's working on models. And all 3 of us, this is a very side thing. So that's why this is it right now. That's been done. And I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but when this isn't your main job or anything like that, that's what happens. So you guys just have to be patient with us. We'll try to get something playable as soon as we can, but right now we don't have an actual main coder that has provided any code or anything like that right now. So we don't know where that aspect's going to go. I'm going to try to learn some of my own, but So anyway, before this match is ended in 3 minutes or less than that, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully you guys will continue to support and watch this project. And I will continue working on it, even if it's at a snail's pace. Alright, have a good one, guys.
2 minutes remain.